Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? I hope everybody is in pink of the health and happiness. So, I am Ritya Koppalaramane. I will be teaching you biology. Alright. So, let us start the class. So, our first topic is plant kingdom. Okay. So, what is plant kingdom? So, we have already learned the living world, then the biological classification. Now, the third chapter is the plant kingdom. Alright. So, let us get into the topic, that is, in today's topic, what are we going to cover? We are going to cover algae and its three main classes. Can you tell me what are the three main classes of algae? Yes, just type it in the chat box so that I can see. Alright. Is this Chlorophyceae,
Rhodophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae.
Yes. Very good, very good, very good. So, Rhodophyceae, Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae. Then we are going to moving on to bryophytes. In bryophytes, we will be learning about liverworts and mosses. Alright. Next, we will be moving on to pteridophytes, and here the main important thing is its life cycle we will be learning about. Okay. Then gymnosperms, its life cycle, and a small topic, that is angiosperms. Previously, there was a much given in the angiosperm, now they have deleted it. So, very little of it we will be learning in this particular lesson. Rest of it we are going to learn in morphology of flowering plants, anatomy of flowering plants. Understanding? Yes? So, now when we are talking about basically classification, okay, what kind of classification? There was first, Linnaeus comes first, right? Linnaeus comes first, that is artificial system of classification. It was the first earliest system of classification. First Linnaeus divided into only two kingdoms were there. One was Plantae and another one was Animalia. And also Linnaeus gave the angiosperm, classification of angiosperms. Okay, what did he give? What did he divided the angiosperm into? Actually, he saw two types, that is vegetative and sexual characters. Two characters, that is vegetative and sexual characters. Based on the vegetative and sexual characters, he started making the divisions of angiosperms. But here, one important thing you need to notice is, in vegetative, what is vegetative? Stem, root, leaf, right? And he saw the characters of vegetative state, that is habitat, number of leaves, shape of the leaf, color of the leaf, and so that these many things he characterized, okay, in a plant. For example, rhododendrons, if we see the rhododendrons, it can be seen in Western Ghats also, it can be seen in Himalayas also. But the same rhododendron species having the different height. In Western Ghats it is of high, much taller, and in the Himalayas it is much shorter. Can we, as those same species, can we divide them into two different classes as they are showing different morphological characters? Can we do that? No, right? But this was the drawback here. Understanding? Because this can be easily affected by the environment. His morphological and vegetative characteristics can be easily affected by the environment. Because of that, we cannot group them into two different classes. That was one of the drawback of the artificial system. Another one drawback was, he also mentioned about the sexual characters, right? He gave the equal importance for vegetative and sexual characters. Can we give the equal importance for vegetative and sexual characters? Because sexual characters, even though it is in different environment, if there is 9+1 androecium in the anthers in a particular plant, can it change based on the environment? No, it cannot be changed. So, here this won't be changed, but this can be changed, and he gave the equal importance for both of that. So, that another one drawback of this artificial system. So, as there was a drawback, so newer classifications came into picture. Another one, the new classification after the artificial system was natural system. Natural system was much better than artificial system, isn't it? So, this was given by Bentham and Hooker. And one of the important thing, and this has come in the PYQs, okay, the names of the scientists who have given it has come in the PYQ. So please note it down, who has given the artificial system, who has given the natural system. Natural system was given by Bentham and Hooker. Okay, what they did, they definitely considered the morphological characteristics. Along with the morphological characteristics, they considered anatomical, embryological and ultrastructure of the cell also. Okay, ultrastructure of the cell. The next type of classification was phylogenetic. What do you mean by phylogenetic? You have already know what is phylogenetic, right? Phylogenetic means evolutionary relationship. Evolutionary relationship. Okay. So it was given by Engler and Prandtl. Please note it down, or if you have the NCERT textbook, please underline, okay, or just highlight it. Engler and Prandtl. This is a currently acceptable form because it is much advanced, because organisms belong to same taxa have same ancestors. If we, for example, us and monkeys, they can be of same ancestry. Us and chimpanzees can be of same ancestry because we come under primata, right? Yes. So they will be having coming under the same ancestry, or for example, this is of us animals. If you have to give the plant example, cucumber and watermelon, it is of Cucurbitaceae family and they are of same ancestry. That can be seen in the phylogenetic system of classification, and it is much known system of classification, currently acceptable form of classification. Understanding? Next we are going to cytotaxonomy. What do you mean by cyto? Cyto means cytology, cytoskeleton. Cyto means cell. Okay, yes, cell. So based on the cell structure, chromosome number, structure of the cell and behavior of the chromosome, behavior of the cell, based on that it is classification as cytotaxonomy. And chemo means chemical. Chemo means chemical. Based on the chemical constituents of the plant, it is classified. Okay. For example, Raoulfia, in plus 2 you will be reading in the ecology chapter, Raoulfia has reserpine. Okay. The similar species also have reserpine in them. That can be classified into one. Another one, broccoli has sulforaphane, is a chemical. Okay, what is a very next like brother of broccoli? That is cabbage. Cabbage also has it. Yes, cabbage also has sulforaphane. Understanding? If cabbage also has sulforaphane, this can be easily grouped into one particular family, group or taxa, we can call it as. Understanding? Now coming to the numerical taxonomy, all the characteristics. See, for example, how the character, I will tell you how the numerical taxonomy will be. If we are telling about plant 1 and plant 2, these are the characters. Okay. For example, character 1, if both plant has, then it will be plus plus. If plus plus is given, it will be given 1 as a number. Another one, character 2, for example, shape of the leaf, number of leaves, phyllotaxy, anything it can be considered as character. And if both of the plants doesn't have, minus minus, if both of the minus minus also has 1 as a point. Character 3, if one plant has and other doesn't, then it will be 0. Understanding? So such characters and numbers will be given, that is, the numbers are given, right? That's why it is called as numerical taxonomy. So those numbers will be given whole total, and they'll compare two plants, then they'll compare the numbers, and this and hundreds of characters will be there, and this is done with the help of computer. Okay, this will be help of computer, and this is called numerical taxonomy. Understanding? Now we are going directly into the algae that we started, right? Now just we covered the classification part of it. Now we are going to algae. Algae, what is algae? You already know. It is very simple. It is green in color. That is, Chlorophyceae will be green in color. Other algae will be brown red in color also, okay, olive green also, okay. Then it is largely aquatic, marine as well as freshwater, okay. Not only just in the water, it will be in the moist areas also, moist log, moist wood, moist surfaces, moist soil, everywhere. And it has some association with fungi and sloth bear. What with the association with fungi? That is, we call it as lichen. You can see here lichen on the tree bark. This is lichen. Association with fungi, algae with fungi. And with a sloth bear, this is a sloth, this is sloth. Okay, can you see, if the camera can see this, this is green in color. The fur of the sloth is green in color. What it does actually, you can ask, what kind of association is this? This fungi give the green color to the fur of the sloth, which help in camouflaging, okay. Then this fur will give the place for survival of this algae, okay. Done? Thumbs up. Yes, thank you so much. And that is one of the, this is association. One is lichen and with a sloth bear. And another one is size and form will be very much variable. We can see different types, different sizes and forms. For example, the volvox is a type of fungi, type of algae, which will be colonial. What do you mean by colonial? There will be organisms which will be like this, in the colony form, in the colony, it makes a colony. This is volvox, volvox makes the colony. This colony we call it as cenobium, this colony we call it as cenobium. And filamentous form is Spirogyra and Ulothrix. The filament you already know, right? It will be like ribbon shaped filament will be there, like this. This is Ulothrix. And marine branched and brown algae is kelp. One of the kelp is, we know, and in the textbook it is given, it is laminaria, and it can go up to 100 meters. 100 meters is not erect form, it will be dorsiventally flat, and it can go up to 100 meters, very thin ribbon like, it can go up to 100 meters. So this volvox cenobium will be very microscopic in nature, coming to the kelp which is 100 meters long. So size is so much variable, isn't it? From the microscopic algae, single cellular, that is Chlamydomonas is there, Chlorella is there. From the single cellular algae to going up to 100 meters, the size is very much variable. Can we move on to next slide? So you need to see this particular table. This particular table has all the information which is there in three paragraphs in the NCERT textbook. If you could able to remember and memorize this table, half of the lesson is over. Okay, we will go one by one. That is, first one is Chlorophyceae, Spheophyceae and Rhodophyceae respectively. First is color. What color is the Chlorophyceae? Chlorophyceae is green in color, grass green in color. Phaeophyceae is brown in color and olive green also, olive green in color also. Okay, and Rhodophyceae, R for R, Rhodophyceae, R for red. It is red algae. The major pigments which is present in the Chlorophyceae is chlorophyll A and B. One small trick is all the algae family, that is 3 family, has chlorophyll A, all has A. Okay, this also has A. Phaeophyceae also, brown also has A, red also has A. A is common to all, you don't have to remember, it is common to all. Next, the next pigment, that is chlorophyll B, is present in Chlorophyceae, C in Phaeophyceae, D in Rhodophyceae. So it becomes B, C, D respectively. Do you have to remember that? No. Okay, that is very easy to memorize, right? You don't have to always keep on memorizing it. No. So it is B, C, D respectively, and in Phaeophyceae it has fucoxanthin. This is the previous year question. Please note down that is This is the previous question, and phycoerythrin, this is also a previous year question. Phycoerythrin in rhodophyceae. Eryth means red color, isn't it? RBCs. Erythrocytes. Eryth means red color, red in color. So this is rhodophyceae, red algae. This has been the previous year PYQ, previous year question, please note it. Now coming to the storage food. The storage food of the green algae is starch and sometimes oil droplets. Okay, sometimes oil droplets, otherwise pyrenoids. Pyrenoids means pyrenoids also. The protein in the middle, and it will be covered by, it is a globule, it will be covered by starch. This is protein, okay, this is protein, and this one is starch. This one is starch, that is pyrenoids, especially pyrenoids in green algae. Now mannitol and laminarin as a ml, microliters kind of. You remember it as ml, M for mannitol, L for laminarin. Okay, this has also been a previous year question. And for this one rhodophyceae, it is fluoridin starch. It is fluoridin starch, and it resembles amylopectin. It resembles aminopectin and glycogen. Glycogen, you can see the stored food in animals like us. In animals, the stored food is glycogen. It resembles, fluoridin starch resembles amylopectin and glycogen. This is also one of the important points, you can note it down. Now coming to the cell wall. Cell wall, cellulose. Cellulose is common for everything. And differences, in green algae it is pectin, cellulose with pectin. In brown algae it is cellulose with algin. Algin, you can, this, please remember this, I will tell you later what it is. This is algin, and in red algae with cellulose it is pectin and polysulfate ester, which means there is sulfur present in this, sulfur present in this. It is sulfur present in that. And number of flagella, one of the important thing, please remember number of flagella. See, one important thing I need to tell you, if we are going from Chlorophyceae to Rhodophyceae, which means Chlorophyceae is simpler and Rhodophyceae is complex. If you are going from unicellular to multicellular, unicellular is simple, multicellular is complex. If you are going from algae to the angiosperm, it is algae is simpler, and we are moving upwards to the higher hierarchy till the angiosperm, which is complex organism. So if you are moving this way, this is a complex way, we can see number of flagella, it was more first, then less, then it is absent. Because this is very much important, you should note it down. This has been the previous year question about the flagella. I will tell you, this is 2 to 8 equal number of equal flagella, which means if this is a spore and this is the flagella, you can see equal, they are equal, and they are apical. Apical means head on top of it, equal and apical. Okay, so if this is a spore, it is around 2 to 8 equal in length, and it is 2 to 8 apical also, apical on head. And coming to the brown algae, it is only 2. Okay, it is bean shaped, like this, bean shaped, if this is the spore, and it is lateral. Lateral means towards the side, lateral. Okay, and unequal. One is long, another one is short. One is long, another one is short. It is pear shaped or like this, bean shaped, and it is lateral, and it is unequal, and it is only 2 present. Otherwise we call it as biflagellated. Can I write it here? Biflagellated. Biflagellated. Now here in the Rhodophyceae, please remember there is no flagella. If I tell you in the gametes are motile or non-motile, what do you say? It is, the gametes are
Non-motile.
non-motile. May it be in asexual reproduction, may it be in asexual reproduction or sexual reproduction, all the gametes are, I mean in the sexual reproduction gametes are non-motile, and asexual reproduction spores are non-motile. Non-motile spores, non-motile gametes. Okay, this has been the previous year question. Okay, so it is absent, the flagella is completely absent, so there is no motility, which means, right? Yes. And now coming to the habitat, from the fresh water they are going into marine water. Okay, fresh water, chlorophyceae is more in fresh water, less in brackish, very less in salt water. Phaeophyceae is more in brackish water. Brackish, do you know what do you mean by brackish? Brackish means in between the concentration of the fresh water to the salt water, like medium salt range. Not even, it's not a fresh water, not a salty water, it is in the medium salt range, salt concentration, that is brackish. This is brackish water, that is brown algae will be in brackish water, and red algae will be more in marine, that is salt water. But doesn't mean that it doesn't exist at all in the fresh water, brackish water. The most of it will be in the salt water. Here the most of the algae will be, brown algae will be in the brackish water. Here the most will be in the fresh water. I hope you understood. Now coming to the reproduction. In the reproduction, vegetative reproduction by fragmentation is common to all. Okay, vegetative reproduction, vegetative fragmentation, vegetative fragmentation, vegetative fragmentation is common to all. Now coming to the asexual reproduction by zoospores. Zoospores means they are motile, right? Definitely motile, because they have flagella, that too, that many number, 2 to 8 number of flagella. Yes, it is motile. Asexual reproduction is from with the zoospores, which is motile. Sexual reproduction is isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous. Sexual reproduction is isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous. And here the sexual reproduction in the brown algae, asexual reproduction is biflagellated spores, biflagellated, which means they have only 2 spores, biflagellated spores. Sexual reproduction is all 3, isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous. But point to be remembered, in Rhodophyceae, sexual reproduction is, asexual reproduction is non-motile spores, sexual reproduction is non-motile gametes and oogamous only. Oogamous only. In Rhodophyceae, only oogamous will take place, no isogamous, no anisogamous. Understanding? And in the previous slide, I have, can you able to see this slide? I'll read it out, okay. Reproduction, vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation for all. Asexual reproduction, motile zoospores are most common. Sexual reproduction, that is isogamous, flagellated will be in the Ulothrix, non-flagellated will be in the Spirogyra, and anisogamous in Eudorina. This is the new NCERT textbook, they have added Eudorina, point to be noted. And oogamous, that is Volvox and Fucus, they have given. Okay, this isogamous flagellated Ulothrix is been the previous year question, and non-flagellated Spirogyra is also been in a previous year question. Understood? Isogamous, which are flagellated. Do you know the difference between isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous? Shall I explain it to you? Yes or no? Just tell me yes or no, children. Okay. Can I know, just know yes or no? Do you know or don't know? Okay, fine. I'll anyway explain it to you. Yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down, you tell. Yes means thumbs up, no means thumbs down. Yeah, thumbs up, yes. So you know it already, yes. Okay. So please note down this. This has been the previous year question, that is isogamous flagellated is Ulothrix is an example, non-flagellated is Spirogyra as an example, Anisogamous udurin as an example, and Oogamous volvox and fucus is an example, and all are here green. And coming to some of the examples, Chlamydomonas for green algae, Chlamydomonas, Chara, Spirogyra, Ulothrix and volvox. Phaeophyceae, Sargassum, Ectocarpus, Laminaria, Fucus and Dictyota. And Rhodophyceae, Polysiphonia, Gelidium, Porphyra and Gracilaria. Okay, this is the NCERT textbook diagram. This is volvox. Volvox, otherwise we call it as Cenobium. Cenobium. This is colony, right? This colony is called as Cenobium. This is Ulothrix. This is Filamentous. Filamentous. This is all three are brown algae. This is Laminaria. You can see it has three, that is the holdfast, stipe and frond. Frond is a leaf-like structure, leaf lamina, frond. Okay, and this one, as this is fucus. Please remember, fucus has diplontic life cycle. Fucus has diplontic life cycle. Okay, as you can see, all algae has haplontic life cycle. Most of the algae has haplontic life cycle, we say, but fucus has diplontic life cycle. Okay, remember this. And this one is Dictyota. Dictyota means di. Di means two. So you can see, it is branched like two. This is Dictyota. Okay. This is Porphyra. This is Porphyra, and this one is Polysiphonia. Polysiphonia has haplodiplontic type of life cycle. This is also an algae, but other than having the haplontic life cycle, it has haplodiplontic type of life cycle. And fucus has the diplontic type of life cycle like us. And one important thing you need to remember here is they have air bladder. This can be a question, because it is given in the NCERT textbook. Nowhere it is said anywhere about the air bladder, but it is mentioned in the diagram. So we need to be concentrating on this one, air bladder. This fucus has air bladder. Air bladder give the buoyancy for them to float on the surface of the water. Please note down, this one, especially the fucus has air bladder. Right? Then we move on to the next slide. Yes, economic importance. Economic importance is it fixes 50% of total carbon dioxide on the earth, and it forms the basis of aquatic food life cycle. Why? See here, anyway, it is phototrophic organism, right? Which means it has it is starting of the food cycle, that is producer. It is a producer. Algae is a producer, and in the marine species are edible for us to eat. We can eat the marine species. Example, Laminaria, Polysiphonia and Sargassum. Laminaria, we have this frond like leaf-like structure, like frond we call it as, that can be edible. Polysiphonia can be edible, Sargassum can be edible, and more than 70 plus species of algae can be edible. And hydrocolloid. Hydro means water. It is a water loving, okay, hydrocolloid. That one is algin and another one is carrageen. Algin is produced by brown algae, A algin and B, AB. A is algin produced by brown algae, AB you can remember it as. And carrageen, you can see R here, carrageen. When we pronounce carrageen, R sound comes, right? It is for red. Carrageen, red, algin, brown, and this is also been a previous year question. Okay, this has been the previous year question. Algin and carrageen. Algin by brown, carrageen by red. And agar is used in jellies, ice creams, when we are making ice creams, jellies and all, also for the culture plate in the laboratory. And agar is produced by Gelidium and Gracilaria, and these both are red algae, that is they both belong to Rhodophyceae. Chlorella is a single cellular. It is a single cell. Chlorella is a single cell, unicellular algae. Okay, that can be made as protein. It is rich in protein, so they make capsules of protein. Okay, and these will be taken by the astronauts who go for space, travelers, astronauts and all, because they need the protein source. They don't have to take all that protein source like fruits, vegetables, like milk and all. They don't carry it there. They take it in a small capsule, like that is chlorella. Chlorella is a single cell protein. Till now, I hope everything is clear. See, each and every point written here has been a previous year question. Now coming to the bryophytes. Okay, one part of it, the major part of it, it's already done. Now coming to the bryophytes. Bryophytes, it grows in moist shady area in the hills. Obviously, all starting of the life was started in the water, then slowly moved on to land. So all the primitive structure, whatever we learn, everything will be in the moist shady area only. Okay, this is grow in moist shady areas in the hills, on top of the wood, on the ground, marshy ground, everywhere. And these are amphibians of plants, amphibians of plant kingdom, we call it as bryophytes. Why? Because they need water. They need water for fertilization. Passing on the male gamete to the female gamete, they need water. Thallus can be prostrate or erect. Okay, prostrate means like this on the ground, flat on the ground. Erect means like this on the ground. Okay, prostrate, especially it is Mertensia. We are going to learn Mertensia. It is dorsiventrally. Dorsal means this, ventral means this. Okay, dorsiventrally flattened on the ground. If this is the ground, like this, dorsiventrally flattened on the ground. Erect means, example, fucus. Fucus is erect, and it is the substrate. It is attached to the substratum, which means they have something like root-like structure, not root-like structure, which will be attached to the ground. Okay, and they are unicellular and multicellular. First is when we learning about liverworts. Liverworts have unicellular rhizoids. Fucus, that is mosses, and sphagnum has multicellular rhizoids. I will come to that later. Some of the economic importance are, some mosses provide food to the animals and birds. It can be used as food. And sphagnum, this has been the previous year question. This has been the previous year question. Sphagnum, it is a moss. It is a moss. Sphagnum is a moss. It provide peat. Okay, I will explain to you what is peat. Okay, peat means it can hold water very much. Okay, if we want to transport or ship any living material, we need to keep that in moist, keep it hydrated, right? That's why we use peat moss. It is very water loving, sphagnum. It can hold much of a water, and also sphagnum as a moss is used in grafting also. Grafting in like trees, plants, we use for grafting of fruit plants, right? That sphagnum is used because it has very much water holding capacity. If you want to ship or parcel any living material, we use sphagnum for water, for maintaining the hydration for that. Okay, it is also called peat moss. It is also known as peat moss, sphagnum as a peat moss, and it is also used, it's very important in plant succession on new soil. First it will be primary succession and secondary succession was there previously, now it has been deleted from the topic. Plant succession, if nothing is there, barren land or barren rock, first it will be the layer of lichen comes. After lichen forms the soil, to hold the soil, preventing it from erosion. This moss, when the moss grow on the soil, it prevent the soil from getting eroded or erosion. That is also very important for the primary succession of the and formation of new soil and dense mat formation. Understood? This is the economic importance of them. Now coming to the liverworts. Liverworts, they are present in banks of the streams, marshy ground, damp soil, bark of the tree, deep in the forest. Why? Because they need water for fertilization. One of the example, this one is Mertensia. Mertensia. Okay. If you see, there are two types of thallus. One is, this is Archegonia, this is female thallus, and this one is male thallus. What do you mean by thallus? Thallus means no true root, okay. Stem and leaves are present. True root, stem and leaf are not present, okay. No true root, and that is called thallus. We have both male thallus as well as female thallus, okay, which means this is monoecious or dioecious. These are dioecious, unisexual, okay. If you see the rhizoids here, rhizoids, which means they hold on the ground. These are, as I already told, unicellular. Unicellular. This is a previous year question. The Mertensia rhizoids are unicellular, or else the liverworts. Liverworts have unicellular rhizoids. Unicellular rhizoids. And here in the Archegonia, you have, this is flask shaped, and there is egg inside. Okay. From this one, Antheridia, anther means male. In flowering plants we call it as anther, right? Anther means male, and they have male gametes, okay. The male gametes, from here it will be transferred to female gamete, okay. From here the antheridophore, from the antheridophore, anthrozoids, these are anthrozoids. Anthrozoids will transfer with the help of water. They go to female Archegoniophore and fertilize with the egg. After it fertilizes with the egg, this forms zygote. Will the zygote divide immediately? Tell me. Also, one of the important thing, this thallus is haploid in nature. This thallus is haploid in nature. Otherwise, we also called as gametophyte. This is a gametophyte, okay, which is haploid in nature. For it to the gametophyte to produce the gamete, it has to undergo mitosis, not meiosis, because gametophyte is haploid, the egg is also haploid, it has to undergo mitosis. Here also the same. Now the zygote is diploid, as after the fertilization it has become diploid. Will it undergo, for it to become next gametophyte, will it undergo meiosis immediately? No, it doesn't undergo meiosis immediately. What it does first, it first divides mitotically to form food seta and capsule, that is sporophyte. It forms a sporophyte, that is like this. This is foot, this is seta and capsule. All the cells of this sporophyte is diploid in nature, that is 2n, food, seta and capsule. And inside this capsule there is sporogenous tissue. Sporogenous tissue. These sporogenous tissue will undergo meiosis to form spores. spores. As they undergo meiosis, the spores are in haploid in nature. These spores go and fall on the ground, like marshy ground, wet area, and they develop into sporophyte, sorry, gametophyte, haploid, gametophyte. Understood? This is the life cycle. First, this is a gametophyte. The plant body, thallus, is a gametophyte. In that, there will be archegonia and antheridia. The anthrozoids from the antheridia will be fusing with the egg in the archegonia. This fusion give rise to zygote. Zygote is diploid in nature. It undergo mitosis. It doesn't undergo meiosis immediately. It undergo mitosis to form sporophyte. That sporophyte has three things: foot, seta and capsule. Inside the capsule there is sporogenous tissue. Sporogenous tissue undergo meiosis to form spores. Spores is haploid in nature. They go and fall on the wet marshy area and it will grow as a gametophyte. Understood? This is the life cycle of liverworts. Now coming to another important one, that is mosses. So here in the mosses they have two stages, that is protonema stage. In the protonema stage they have primary protonema and secondary protonema. They have primary protonema and secondary protonema. What I will tell you, the spores when they fall, if this is a spore, that is haploid, when they fall, the protonema is like this. It will be laterally on the ground like this. It will be growing. Now protonema can be divided, it can be fragmented, and it can also give rise to vegetative reproduction kind of fragmentation. These fragments can give rise as an individual moss also. This is primary protonema and it gives rise to secondary protonema, which has more lateral branches, lateral buds. So this we call it as lateral buds. Okay, this can also make fragmentation. As we can see the buds here, it can also give rise to budding vegetative. Okay, budding also is there, fragmentation is also there. From one of the bud give rise to this plant body, that is gametophyte. Give rise to gametophyte. So this is the gametophyte. This is leafy structure is there. So all this gametophyte, if you can see, this is N in number, haploid in nature. This is haploid in nature. If you see the sporophyte, this is diploid in nature. Here, how the sporophyte will become? There will be male gamete and female gamete present here, same which I explained in the previous slide, male gametophyte and female gametophyte, male gamete and female gamete. So this fuse together and they form the sporophyte. The sporophyte is same again, this is foot, seta and capsule, all are diploid in nature, all are diploid. This leaves main rhizoids, these are haploid in nature, and this rhizoid is multicellular, and this is sphagnum, which we call it as peat moss. Now coming to pteridophytes, otherwise it is also called as horsetails and ferns, and it has a good soil binders. It has medicinal use, that is Selaginella, and ornamental use, that is Adiatum and Rumola. Now it present in cool, damp, shady places. There is two types of leaves, that is microphyll and macrophyll. Microphyll in Selaginella, macrophyll in fern. Cone and strobili, it is present in Selaginella and Equisetum. Please remember, this has been the previous year question cones are present in Selaginella and Equisetum as a reproductive structure. It is heterosporous in Selaginella and Salvinia. This is also a previous year question. There are two types of spores, homospores and heterospores. The heterospory, there are two types of spore. When the spore go and fall onto the damp places, if it come raise as a male and female plant different, then it will be heterospory. Same if the male and female parts are present in same plant, then it will be homospory. Okay, the heterosporous is present in Selaginella and Salvinia. This is a previous year question. Female gametophyte retained on the sporophyte for variable duration. This has been the precursor for seed habit, especially in the heterospory. The female gametophyte retained in the sporophyte, okay, for much longer duration. That has become the precursor for seed habit because it gives much importance for the female gametophyte. When the fusion takes place, the female gametophyte, for the fusion to take place, it was retained in the sporophyte. And this, all these things has been the previous year question, that is Coleopsida, Coleotum, Pteridopsida, Pteris, Diopteris and Adenatum. You don't have to remember much about it because Coleopsida, Coleotum, it's there. Diopteris, here Pteris, Diopteris, Adenatum, everything is in Pteridopsida. Lycopsida, Lycopodium, you don't have to remember much. Selaginella, remember it comes in the Lycopsida. Then Cephanopsida, Equisetum. So this will come in match the following type of question, these things. So we need to remember this. This is Selaginella, this one is Equisetum, Pteris, and this is Salvinia. Just remember, Salvinia, these are not roots or rhizoids, these are submerged leaves. These are submerged leaves. Now coming to the life cycle of this one, pteridophyte. Life cycle of pteridophytes includes, first we are starting with the sporophyte. This is a plant, this is a sporophyte, this is a plant. Now at the back of the leaf, this is the leaf, right? At the back of the leaf they have kind of a sac where they have spores. This is called sorus. This is called sorus. Inside the sorus they have sporogenous tissue. As the sporophyte is 2n in number, all the cells of the sorus is 2n in number, that is diploid in number. Sporogenous tissue is also diploid in number. If the gametes has to form out of it, it has to undergo meiosis. When it undergo meiosis, this 2n, when it undergo meiosis, it becomes matured spores. These spores will be formed in the back of the leaves. When it descends, like when it split opens and disperses, these spores go and fall on the surface of the land and it starts germinating. When it starts germinating, it forms the prothallus. This is called prothallus. This forms prothallus. The prothallus has rhizoids. You can see that sporophyte has true root, stem and leaf. True root, stem and leaves, but the gametophyte doesn't have true root, stem and leaf. That's why we call it as rhizoids here, not the roots. Okay. Now in the gametophyte we have two structure, that is male sex organ here and female. Okay. Immature antheridia and archegonia. When they mature, they have egg inside it in the archegonia and antheridium, anthrozoids in the archegonium. I am really sorry, egg in the archegonium and mature and anthrozoids in the antheridium. Okay, when these fertilize with the egg, it forms zygote. Zygote will be there inside the gametophyte for limited amount of time. Then it starts growing into young embryo and it starts growing into plant from the gametophyte. Understanding? This is the life cycle of pteridophytes. This life cycle we call it as haplodiploidic. This life cycle we call it as haplodiploidic, where sporophyte is a dominant body, that is diploid. Sporophyte is dominant. I hope everybody is clear till here. Now coming to gymnosperms, very easy. This one is gymno means naked. Gymno means naked, which means they have naked seeded. Their seed is not covered with fruit. They don't have ovary in the female gamete. There is no ovary. So, which means the ovary will not be converted into fruit. Only ovule is there, that will be converted into seed. That's why they have naked seeded. They are naked seeded. Ovary and fruit are absent. There is no ovary, so there will be no fruit. And the height of it is, they are shrubs, medium to tall size trees. That is example sequoia. It is the tallest among one of. Even compared to angiosperm, gymnosperms are very much taller. That's why they have taproot system. If they have fibrous root system, the gymnosperm, they cannot stand with that height. That's why they have taproot system. The roots of the pinus makes mycorrhiza with fungi. There is association with the pinus and fungi, that is mycorrhiza, and cycas forms a colloid root with cyanobacteria. This has been the previous year question. Pinus makes association with fungi and cycas makes association with cyanobacteria, that is colloid roots. I will show you the picture of colloid roots in the next slide. Stem may be unbranched in cycas, and cycas is unisexual, which means there is two different plant body for as male and female, and they are pinnate leaves, which means the cycas is like this. It is unbranched. It has pinnate leaves like this, and one is male plant body and another one is female. These are dioecious plants. This is female. They can tolerate high temperature and humidity and wind because their leaf is very small. Okay, stem may be branched in pinus, and pinus is bisexual. Both male and female sex organs are present in single plant, and they have needle-like leaves. If they have needle-like leaves, the surface area is very much less, so there will be less. They prevent transpiration. Also, the stomata will be deeply embedded and sunken. That's why they prevent transpiration. Because of all these characteristics, they can survive high temperature and high humidity and high amount of wind. This is one of the characteristics of gymnosperm, and this has been asked in the previous year. This is the life cycle of the gymnosperm. This is, we call it as cone, and in the cone we have one is megasporangium, one is microsporangium. Microsporangium means male, megasporangium means female. From the microsporangium, the microspore mother cell will divide, undergo meiosis to form pollen, as same like in the angiosperm, and the megaspore mother cell will undergo meiosis to form egg. Okay, this pollen will fuse into egg and it will become the seed. When the pollen comes and fuse with the egg, and it will become the seed, and this seed is a naked seed, and it goes and fall on to particular favorable situation, and from there it grows. Some of the example is cycas, ginkgo, pinus, sequoia and cedrus. If you can see here, this is a colloid root, this is the root of cycas, and if you see, there is a colloid structure here, like coral like structure. That's why it is called colloid roots. And where it is present, the colloid root, where exactly this cyanobacterium is present in the colloid roots? In the cortex region, Now coming to the angiosperms. Angiosperms are the flowering plants. They have pollen grains and ovules and are developed in the specialized structure called flowers. That's why we call it as angiosperms, as flowering plants. As flowering plants. Okay, so their seed is enclosed with fruit, and they are especially larger group. When it comes to all algae, bryophytes, pseudophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperms, angiosperms has the larger number of species, and larger, it is the dominating species on the earth in the plant kingdom. And their size is smallest from Ulfia. Ulfia is a microscope, very small, smallest flower is Ulfia, and to the tallest trees like eucalyptus, and they provide us food, fodder, fuel, medicine, and several other commercially important products they provide. And they are divided into two classes, that is dicotyledons and monocotyledons. About this we will be learning in morphology of flowering plants and anatomy of flowering plants. So, if you can fill this table, which means you have understood much of the chapter. So, now algae, bryophytes, pseudophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperm, what is the body level here? This is very, very important. The body level of these is whether it is a thallus or a true body. Thallus or true root, stem and leaf present, we are going to learn. Algae is a thallus, bryophyte is a, if you can unmute yourself and tell, okay, please unmute yourself and tell. Pteridophyte, do they have true root, stem and leaf? Yes, they have true root, stem and leaf. Gymnosperm, if we are going towards the complex plants, then they definitely have true root, leaf and stem. Angiosperm also has true root, leaf and stem. Okay. Now, the plant body is haploid or diploid. The main plant body is haploid or diploid, we are going to tell. Algae, the main plant body is always the gametophyte, right, which is haploid in nature. Bryophyte, the main plant body is haploid. Pteridophyte, the main plant body is sporophyte, I was telling, which means it is diploid. If this is diploid, then all other complex organisms will be always having diploid. All are diploid. About the life cycle, the algae has haplontic life cycle, but the fucus has, as I have already told you, diplontic, and Polysiphonia has haplodiplotic. Polysiphonia has haplodiplotic. Bryophytes have haplodiplotic type, in which the dominating is gametophyte. Pteridophyte has haplodiplotic type. In the dominating is sporophyte. Gymnosperms has diplontic type. This one also has diplontic type. The independent phase, whether it is a gametophyte or sporophyte, the independent phase is gametophyte. The independent phase of bryophyte is gametophyte. Independent phase for pteridophyte is both gametophyte and sporophyte, both gametophyte and sporophyte. The independent phase is sporophyte. The independent phase is sporophyte. Now, vascular tissue, whether the vascular tissue is present or not, that we call it as whether they are tracheophytes or atracheophytes. The vascular tissue is absent, vascular tissue is absent, vascular tissue is present, present and present. This is the whole table, summarize the whole chapter. Understanding? So, this is the end of the chapter. We will now do the PYQs. Alright children, please thumbs up if you can able to follow this. One second, just let me I'll tell you all the things which I have told you. If you would have listened very carefully, now there should be no difficulty in solving these PYQs. Okay, the PYQs are very much beautiful. You can see. I'll tell you starting from. Can you able to read it? If yes, please thumbs up. If you can able to see it. Yes, please. I'll give you 20 seconds. Shall I give you 20 seconds for reading the question? Please read it carefully and put the answer here in the chat box. Screen is not visible.
A.
Yes.
Option A. Option A.
Option A.
Very good everybody. It is option A. Shall we solve it? Shall we solve it? Why it is option A? Here the asexual reproduction occurs usually, it is for the Phaeophyceae. We need to do for the Phaeophyceae. Asexual reproduction occurs usually by the biflagellated zoospores. Yes, it is correct. Sexual reproduction is only by oogamous. Is it? No, it is not, because it is isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous. B is wrong. If B is wrong, you can eliminate it and make it A as a right answer. And other will just see stored food in the form of mannitol and laminarin, correct. And major pigment is AC and carotenoids and xanthophylls. This is also correct with fucoxanthin. And vegetative cells have cellulosic cell wall covered outside by the genitus cord is algin. This is also correct. Yes, it is very correct. Very good. So the next question: which classes of algae possesses pigment fucoxanthin and phycoerythrin respectively? The fucoxanthin is by brown algae, that is yes.
Option B.
B.
Option B.
Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae respectively. Yes, this is correct. Option B is correct. You need to see this is chara. Is it the member of Chlorophyceae? Yes. The food is stored in the form of starch.
No.
Chlorophyceae? Tell me. Chara is a green algae. Chara is a green algae. The food is stored.
Option C.
Yes. B is also yes correct. The okay. The monoecious plant showing the oogonium and antheridium. Yes, it is monoecious. It's here same in the same body it will be there. Plant body both oogonium and antheridium. Food is stored in the form of, no, it is not. It is for the brown algae. This is also not. So it is A, B, C is correct. It is option C. Very good. Very good. Very good. Which of the following is incorrectly matched? Volvox, starch, ectocarpus, fucosa.
C.
Yes, it is Ulothrix is a green algae and mannitol is the food. Yes, food starch stored in brown algae. So this is incorrectly matched. Hydrocolloid carrageen is obtained from
D. Rhodophyceae.
Rhodophyceae only. Very good. The option is D. You can see even in the next one, which of the following algae produce carrageen? So you see here in the previous year also they asked the same. In 2022 they have asked it, and even in 21 also the same question is asked. It is red algae. Very good. Which of the following algae contains mannitol as a reserve food material? Yes, this is red algae, green algae, and this is brown algae, So it is ectocarpus. Very good. Which of the following pairs is of unicellular algae? Gelidium and Gracilaria are red algae, these are multicellular. Anabena and volvox is a colonial form, definitely multicellular. Okay. And chlorella is a unicellular algae, I said na, unicellular. Yes. And spirulina, actually in the old NCERT textbook it is given spirulina, but spirulina is a blue-green algae, which means blue-green algae means cyanobacteria. Okay. So don't take this as algae, but we can say option C is right, correct. Spirulina is a blue-green algae. Fluid and starch has a structure similar to?
A. Amylopectin and glycogen.
Yes, very good, very good. Yes, correct. Amylopectin and glycogen. Phycoerythrin is major pigment in?
D. Red algae.
Yes, red algae. Colonial form of algae? Chlorella? Yes, very good. Volvox. Which one of the following statement is wrong? Agar agar is obtained from Gelidium glacialaria. Correct. Laminarian sargassum is used as food. Correct or wrong? Correct.
Option D.
Yes. Algin is obtained from red algae. No, it is from brown algae. Carrageen is from red algae. So this is wrong. Male gametes are flagellated. This is brown algae. Spirogyra is green. Polysiphonia is red. Anabena is, it's a bacteria.
A.
Yes, very good. So here it is ectocarpus. Why not Spirogyra? Spirogyra I said non-flagellated gametes. They are non-flagellated. That's why I said it has come in the previous year. Though it is a green algae, its gamete is non-flagellated. And red algae doesn't have any the gametes doesn't have any flagella. You already know. Isogamous condition with non-flagellated gametes are found in?
C. Spirogyra.
Just now we discussed. Yes,
Spirogyra.
yes, very good. Spirogyra. Just now we discussed. Select the wrong statement.
Option D.
Option D. In isogamous reproduction, female gamete are smaller. No. In oogamous, the female gametes are larger and male gametes are smaller. So it is D. Very good. Assertion reason. The first stage of the gametophyte in the life cycle of moss is protonema stage. Is it correct? Yes, it is. First stage is protonema. Protonema develops directly from the spores produced in the capsule. It is correct. And is it the is it the reason? Yes, it is the reason. So both A and R are correct, and it is explains correctly. So assertion and reason, what do? Assertion you read once, then you attach because, then read the reason. Then if it holds true, then it is correct explanation, otherwise wrong explanation, like that. Gemma cups are present in? It is a vegetative reproduction type in liverworts, in Merkensia. So it is?
Some liverworts.
Yes, liverworts. In Merkensia, that cup-like structure, that vegetative reproduction will take place using Gemma cups. Which one of this is wrongly matched? Uniflagellated gametes, Polysiphonia. Polysiphonia is a red algae.
A.
Yes, because Polysiphonia doesn't have any gametes, right? I mean, doesn't have any flagellated gametes, right? No flagella is present. So, this is wrong. Biflagellated, yes, I said it is like this, but one is lateral, unequal. Gemma cups mercantia unicellular organism is chlorella. Incorrect pair? See here.
A.
Yes, very good. Teres, Pteropsida, Teres is there here, Teres. Similar name comes, right? And Silopsida, Silotum. Similar, yes it is. Lycopsida, Lycopodia and Selaginella I said, yes. And in Cephanopsida, it is not adiatum, it is, what is that? Equisitum.
Equisitum.
Yes, Cephanopsida, Equisitum. So, that is a wrong pair. So, this is the answer. Identify the pair of heterosporous pteridophytes. What are the heterosporous pteridophytes?
D.
Option C.
Yes, it is C. Selaginella and Salvinia. S. You remember it as yes, okay. Yes for heterosporous, not homosporous. Please, different. It is heterosporous. Heterosporous are Selaginella and Salvinia, and it is a favorite question for the NEET question paper setters to ask. Yes. Match the list. This is Pteropsida will be, tell me, adiatum, Lycopsida,
Option D.
Selaginella.
yes, Lycopsida, Selaginella, Silopsida, yes, very good. Silopsida and Cephanopsida is,
Option D.
yes, very good, very good. Now, genera like Selaginella and Salvinia produce two kinds of spores. Such plants are known as, just now we discussed,
Heterosporous.
heterosporous. Very good.
Option C.
Yes, strobili and cones are found in, yes, option C, very good. Equisitum. From evolutionary point of view, retention of female gametophyte with the developing embryo on the parent sporophyte for some time. It is first observed in?
Gymno.
No, pteridophytes.
Pteridophytes.
So, this is a evolutionary point
C,
where,
option C.
yes, option C, pteridophytes it is. Okay, don't mistake it, it is pteridophytes. In bryophytes and pteridophytes, transport of male gametes requires,
Water.
definitely they are called amphibians, that is why water. Which of the following is a correct match? Gymnosperm, Cedrus pinus sequoia, Angiosperm wolffia, Eucalyptus sequoia not there. This is gymnosperm. Bryophytes, Polytrichum, Polysiphonia, Sphagnum, correct? Polysiphonia is a red algae, so this is not there. Pteridophyte, Equisitum, Ginkgo is not there, this is a gymnosperm adiantum. So, it will be gymnosperm has Cedrus, pinus and sequoia. Can you able to comprehend it, children? That is the correct match. You need to know, you need to just memorize all the examples, okay? Assessment reason. Is it correct? It is correct. Because air currents carry the pollen grains to the mouth of the archegonia where the male gametes are discharged and pollen tube is not formed. You need to not formed. Is it like that? No, you could see there the pollen tube was forming, right?
D.
The pollen tube was forming like this, it was growing. A is true but R is false. Very good, very good. You need to read the question carefully. It is pollen tube is not formed, it is asked. Just tell me. Chlamydomonas is a algae or moss? Yes, Chlamydomonas is a algae. Cycas is a gymnosperm. Selaginella is a rhodophyte. Sphagnum is a moss. Which one is A3? A3 is given. D1. Yes. C. Very good. And which of the following statement is incorrect? Male and female gametophytes are for gymnosperm. Male and female gametophytes are free living. Most of them narrow their leaves for thick cuticle. Is it correct? Correct. The seeds are not covered. Yes, they are naked. They are heterosporous.
Option A.
Yes, they are. Option A, because these are not free living. These are, the gametophyte is on the sporophyte, dependent on the sporophyte. Pinus seeds cannot germinate and establish without fungal association. This is because I said about the pinus, right? The roots of the pinus have mycorrhizae association with them. So that would be,
B.
that would be B answer as option B as answer. Yes, very good. Which of the following statement is correct? Ovules are not enclosed by ovary wall in gymnosperm. Selaginella is heterosporous while Salvinia is homosporous. Is it correct? No. Hostiles are gymnosperm. No, hostiles are pteridophytes. Stems are usually unbranched in both Cycas and Ceterus. In Cycas it is unbranched, in Ceterus it is branched. So this also goes wrong.
Option A.
Option A. Winged pollen grains are present in. This could be a little tricky. I will tell you the answer. Do you know?
Cycles.
Yes, we tend to. Yes. Please answer, please. B?
Cycles.
No, you know, that is the logic we apply, na? Because cycas have like two different plant body. That's why it might have winged pollen. We think like that. But actually it is the pinus is the answer. Here in the cycas, it carried by air current only, because it is lightweight. It will be lightweight. It will be carried by air current. But pinus pollen grain, this is a pollen grain. It has wings like this. Wings like this. It is pinus. Pinus. Okay, not cycas. We tend to put that logic as both are different plant body, male and female. So it might be having. No, it is not. Please note that it is pinus which has the winged pollen grains. Understood? Select the mismatch. Pinus is dioecious. Dioecious means two plant body, male and female. Is it? Cycas is dioecious. Yes.
Option A.
Salvinia is heterous. Yes. This is the mismatch. Pinus is monoecious. Monoecious, isn't it? Both male and female are present in, gametes are present in single plant body. Conifers are adapted to tolerate extreme environmental condition because of, see, presence of vessel. Conifers are gymnosperm. Do they have vessels? No, gymnosperm doesn't have xylem vessels. It is, yeah, very good. It is this one. And broad hardy leaves? No, it is thin, like needle like. Superficial stomata? No, it is deeply embedded stomata. So that would make A as the answer, that is thick cuticle. Okay. And now select the correct statement. Gymnosperms are both homosporous and heterosporous. Is it correct? Salvinia, ginkgo, pinus, all are gymnosperm. Is Salvinia a gymnosperm? Sequoia is one of the tallest trees.
Option C.
Yes. And the leaves of the gymnosperms are not well adapted. No, they are well adapted. Gymnosperm both homosporous, heterosporous. Is homosporous present? No, it is not present. It is sequoia, the tallest tree. Which one is the wrong statement? Mucor has bilagellated zoospores. Mucor here is a fungi. And haploid endosperm is typical feature of gymnosperm. Yes, they are. Brown algae has chlorophyll A, C and fucoxanthin. Yes. Archegonia are found in bryophyte, pteridophyte and gymnosperm. Is archegonia found? Yes, it is found.
Option A.
It makes option A as a wrong. Yes. Read the following statement and answer the question. In liverworts, mosses and ferns, gametophytes are free living, isn't it? And gymnosperm and some ferns are heterosporous. Sexual reproduction in fucus, volvox and albigo is oogamous. The sporophyte in liverworts is more elaborated than of mosses. Is it the sporophyte more elaborated in liverworts? Liverworts comes first, na?
Option D. Option D.
Yes, very good, very good, very good. So both Pinus and Mercantia are dioecious? They are? Pinus is monoecious, as I told you. So these two are wrong and these three are correct. Okay, so that would be, it makes 3 as a right answer. And besides paddy field, cyanobacteria also found inside the vegetative part of, I said na, there is coloroid root, that is coloroid root in cyanobacteria, coloroid root. I said in cortex there is a coloroid root in, please remember it is cycus. Okay. So we have around 5 questions left. Shall I send the PPT to you? Will you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, 5 questions left. You do it on your own. That is your homework. And tomorrow's class, tomorrow you have exam and Monday it is Animal Kingdom. Please go through the NCERT textbook and come to the class. Is it okay? Just please give the thumbs up.
Ma'am, timings for the exam.
We'll update in the group. Timings for the exam will be updated in the group. Right now, after the class, I'll share the PPT with you, both notes as well as the PYQs. Is it okay?
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so much, children. Thank you so much. Okay, that is the end of the class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.